Hello and welcome to Midday News here on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Edikan Michael. And amid the ongoing internal dispute within the People's Democratic Party, governors on the platform of the party will meet in Jos, Plateau State, to discuss the internal matters and the current state of the nation. The meeting is in preparation for the 99th National Executive Committee meeting of the People's Democratic Party scheduled for November 28. A senior member of the PDP who spoke on the condition of anonymity as he was not authorized to speak on the issue revealed that the acting national chairman Umaru Damagun, the national secretary Sam Anyanwu, and the national legal advisor Kamaldeen Ajibere San were invited to the meeting. At the 98th NEC meeting held on April 18, the party leaders approved the formation of a reconciliation and a disciplinary committee and the conduct of ward and state congresses, and instructed the North Central Caucus to consult on the national chairmanship position. The governor-elects and the deputy governor-elects of Ondo State were presented certificates of return by the Independent National Electoral Commission. We'll now bring you the report. We'll bring that report very shortly. And our President General of the National Union of Local Government Employees, Noge Comrade Akim Olatunji, has called for revitalizing the nation's council to free them from the shackles of the state government. Ambali made the call in Abuja on the second day of the Forum of Heads of Local Government Administration in Nigeria. He charged the local government stakeholders to unite to transform the councils. Represented by Engineer Kagode Adebayo, the Noge boss said the autonomy given to the local government area was challenging and must not be trampled upon by the maladministration as to bring about good governance and bridge the infrastructural gap and stop the rural to urban migration if properly utilized. And now the House of Representatives has called for a minimum of 500 billion naira rehabilitation threshold for the 11 electricity distribution companies discussed in the country if they must remain in business. The call is coming amidst the concern that a number of the distribution companies in the country have low financial capacity to make the necessary investment in the power infrastructure for efficient service delivery. The House said the move was part of measures aimed at ensuring that only distribution companies with financial strength that could provide the maximum satisfaction to consumers are allowed to operate in the power distribution sector. This is just as the House urged the Federal Ministry of Power to declare this cause and on state actors and take immediate measures to address their reckless actions threatening the nation's economy. The Nigeria Customs Service Murtala Mohammed Airport Command says it intercepted 250 live turtles, military accoutrement, and other contrabands worth 3.32 billion naira. The Customs Area Controller in charge of the command, Michael Awe, disclosed these while addressing journalists at the command. He added that the intercepted contrabands came into the country from Canada, Turkey, and among others between July and October. Awe said that the seized items contravene some of the provisions of the extant laws as enshrined in the Nigeria Customs Service Act 2023. And now Kenya deployed a heavy police presence ahead of the President William Ruto's State of the Nation speech. And this comes as he faces criticism over abductions, corruption, and unpopular economic policies. And there were some calls online to protest Ruto's speech in Parliament, but the energy behind the mass demonstrations between June and August sparked by the proposed tax rises has gradually reduced. Ruto is making his third State of the Nation address since taking office in 2022 with a pitch to help the country's poor. He was to work for forge ties with Western countries and donors, but his room for maneuver has been severely limited by Kenya's heavy debts burden, which surpassed $80 billion this year. When the Midday News returns, we'll bring you more subsequent details on the news at the hour. Do stay with us. We'll be right back. And now just coming in, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Medical and Dental Consultants Union of Nigeria has lauded President Bola Tinubu over the sacking of the Vice Chancellor of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Alka, Professor Bernard Odo, and Registrar Mrs. Rosemary Nwokike. The association, which has been on strike over Odo's appointment, however, said it will not call off the 7-day industrial action it began on Monday until the National Executive Council meets on Friday. The national president of the association, Professor Mohammed, said the decision made at the National Executive Council meeting will determine the association's next line of action. Now, the federal government has begun deploying consular officers to diplomatic missions worldwide before the anticipated release of the ambassadorial lease. This move comes 14 months after 83 ambassadors were recalled in September 2023. And now, following the President Bola Tinubu's inauguration, a reassessment of foreign policy led to the recall of the 83 ambassadors, about the career and the non-career from their posts in September 2023, while the subsequent appointment of replacement has yet to take place. The envoys were instructed to return to Nigeria by October 31, 2023, marking a shift in diplomatic strategy and suggesting that the government was looking to realign its foreign engagement to better serve the national interest. The 36 state governors, along with the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives and the Chairman of the Committee on the Review of the Constitution, Benjamin Kalu, has pledged commitment to strengthening the 1999 Constitution. And as part of its effort to gather additional input for amending the 1999 Constitution, the House of Representatives Committee on Constitution Review announced that it will engage with the various groups, including the Nigerian Governors Forum, the Nigerian Guild of Editors, the Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures, and the chairman of the 18 political parties and civil society organizations, among others. And now, following the forum's meeting with Kalu's committee in Abuja, Kaduna State Governor Senator Barasani informed journalists that in addition to discussing the constitutional matters, the meeting also addressed other pressing issues affecting Nigeria. He noted that the forum, led by Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman, emphasized the importance of utilizing data and technology to improve education management systems during its meeting with the Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Tunji Alausa. The leadership of the Labour Party has urged members of the National Assembly to consider passing a bill barring the urging politicians from running for presidential, governorship and all the political positions ahead of the 2027 elections. The demand was made by the national youth leader of the party, Kennedy Anotu, and the party's lawmaker representing Okweri Sapele Federal Constituency at the 2024 annual meeting at the National Youth Conference in Abuja. In an interview made an appeal to legislators to legislate on retirement limit for all elective positions, including the presidential, governorship, and other seats. And in what has been described as a testament to progressive governance, Imo State has joined the ranks of 4 other states in Nigeria rewarded by the World Bank under the State Action on Business Enabling Reforms Program. And the recognition comes under State Actions on Business Enabling Reforms Program, which assesses the state on their effort to improve the ease of doing business index. From Imo State, here is our correspondent Amarachi's story.
The State Commissioner for Information, Public Orientation and Strategy, Declan Emelumba, during a press briefing in Owerri, the state capital, says the state received $4 million, an equivalent of 6.8 billion naira, for its impressive performance in promoting good governance, transparency and accountability. Emelumba noted that the World Bank assessed states based on 4 critical criteria: efficiency of land administration, regulatory framework for private investment in fiber optic infrastructure, performance of investment promotion agency, and transparency of government to business services.
This is a clear testament to the government's commitment to progressive governance, economic empowerment, and sustainable development. This equally and clearly vindicates the governor as a man who has been focused in his administration and enabling seamless land registration and boosting land-based investments.
He further stated that the success story was due to Governor Hope Uzodinma administration's doggedness in implementing focused reforms to enhance land registration, boost investor confidence, and create a seamless business environment.
The World Bank has rewarded Imo State government with a whooping sum of $4 million, almost 7 billion naira, for good governance, engendering good governance and accountability in the ease of doing business.
The recognition of Imo State by the World Bank signals its emergence as a hub for investment and economic opportunities, citing an example for other states across Nigeria. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
And now, 4 days after Ondo State governorship election, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has presented certificate of return to Ondo State Governor-elect Lucky Ayedatiwa and his deputy Adalami Olaide. Now we have the report. At a brief ceremony at the INEC headquarters in Abuja, the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, commends the people of Ondo for peaceful conduct during the election. The INEC chairman, who was represented by Professor Kunle Ajayi, supervising National Commission of Ondo Elections, urges the governor-elect and the deputy to uphold the democratic principles by delivering good governance.
And this symbolizes the official acknowledgement of the mandate conferred by the good people of Ondo State on the 16th November 2024. It is also a reminder of the trust that has been placed in you as the governor-elect and the deputy governor-elect to uphold democratic ideas and work tirelessly to deliver good governance.
In his response, the governor-elect lauded the effort of the security agencies in their efforts to promoting peace and assured all people residents in Ondo State to run a people-centric governance.
I also like to thank the security agencies. I commend their effort for their professionalism all through the election. They provided security for both lives and properties and materials, and the election have been adjudged as one of the most peaceful elections in Nigeria.
Ayedatiwa of APC defeated Abola Ajayi of the People's Democratic Party and 15 other candidates. He won across all 18 local government areas of the state, polling 366,781 votes against Ajayi's 117,845 votes. Now, in a very related development, the opposition People's Democratic Party in Ondo State on Wednesday alleged that Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa took 20 billion naira from the state treasury to fund his campaign for last Saturday's governorship election in the state. But in a swift reaction, the ruling party refuted the claim, describing it as a false and baseless. In an interview, the Director General of the PDP Campaign Council, Dr. Eddie Olafise, claimed that Ayedatiwa took 20 billion naira from the state covers and allegedly used it to buy votes, inducing voters with 10,000 naira each. But the Director of Media and Publicity for the ruling All Progressive Congress in Ondo State, Otalorere Steve, rebutted the claim, describing it as a fallacy and reflecting on why the PDP lost the Saturday's election to the APC. He said it was the money politics. And now you're still watching the Midday News here on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital. NNPCL commences sales of the up-tape crude oil to European refineries. Now, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited announced that the latest crude oil grade, the up-taper crude oil blend, before the international crude oil market, they started selling its new crude oil grade. And now the refinery, 6 months after exploration began, the managing director of the NNPC and the EP Limited, Nicholas Ifoka, described the move as a significant milestone for Nigeria's crude oil exports to the global energy market. Now, away from that, we also have the House of Representatives call for the minimum of 500 billion naira rehabilitation threshold for the 11 electricity distribution companies of this coast in the country if they must remain in business. The call is coming amidst concern that a number of the distribution companies in the country have low financial capacity to make the necessary investment in the power infrastructure for efficient delivery. The House said the move was part of measures aimed at ensuring that only distribution companies with financial strengths that could provide maximum satisfaction to consumers are allowed to operate in the power distribution sector. Now, the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation has kicked off its project start securing the consumer assets for local enterprises an initiative to accelerate the growth of Nigeria's local industry by providing consumer credit to Nigerians specifically for the purchase of goods and services of local vendors and manufacturers. In a statement, while the corporation noted that this was part of President Bola Tinubu's vision for acceleration of consumer credit access for Nigerians to improve the quality of life and stem corruption in catalyst industry. It also noted that the scale connects Nigerian consumers with credible local manufacturers and vendors across critical sectors while ensuring consumer effort these products via the affordable consumer credit. The Nigeria Customs Service Murtala Mohammed Airport Command says it has intercepted 250 live torsos and military encounterment and other contrabands worth 3.32 billion naira. And the Customs Area Controller in charge of the command, Michael Away, disclosed this while addressing journalists at the command. He added that intercepted contrabands came into the country from Canada and Turkey, among others, between July and October. And on the foreign scene, Britain's former Deputy Prime Minister John Prescott, who served under Tony Blair and with him helped transform the country's Labour Party, has died at the age of 86. His family, in a statement, announced with deep sadness the death of John Prescott, who passed away on Wednesday at the age of 86. The privately educated lawyer who appointed working-class Prescott to help appease the Labour left as he moved the party to the centre ground said he was devastated at the Prescott's death. Now, Keir Starmer, who became Labour's Prime Minister since 2010 after a landslide general election win in July, called Prescott a true giant of the Labour movement. And away from that to sports. Chelsea is into the Women's Champions League quarter-finals with a 3-0 win over Celtic, while Lyon and Real Madrid also booked the places in the knockout phase. And now Chelsea have won all the 11 games under the Boss Pastors, who moved to London in May after 3 years in the charge of Lyon. Joining Chelsea in the quarter-finals from the sections in Real Madrid after their battling 3-2 victory away to 20. And now Madrid has second on 9 points but cannot be overtaken by the after winning both meetings between the teams. And more on the sport, the NBA superstar LeBron James said he was taking an indefinite hiatus from the social media after sharing a post which rallied against negative coverage in U.S. media. And James, who has some 212 million combined followers on his Instagram and X account, announced his break from the social media after sharing a post by Rich Clement, the longtime agent of NBA star Durant. And that's our package of Midday News coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. And remember that we on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276, free to air on NICOMSAT. You can watch the rise of the news and catch other updates on the social media platform at Global TV NG. On behalf of the entire production team, we say a very big thank you for staying with us on Midday News. I am Dick and Michael. See you again.